Good morning, students. So in earlier class, we seen the design of curved beams, and coming to this today's class, that is we are going to start unit number 4. So that is belt drives, chain drives, as well as power screws. So here, so first of all, before entering into the unit 4, so that is belt drive. So what is need to use these kind of machine elements in the general purpose? So we know that so the power is generated at in the engine or at the somewhere else. So where we require. So but we need to utilize those power at the where we are need to utilize it. So here, so from the power generated place to the utilizing place, we need to transmit power. That is a very much desired condition. So for example, you can take an IC engines. So power is generated inside the cylinder, but we need to move the road wheels. So to rotate the road wheels, we require some of the intermediate components. That is a transmission line we are going to use. So that is what power transmission. So here the power is to be transmitted from one shaft to another by means of various kinds of devices. So in which so we have like belt drives, chain drives, gear drives, so rope drives. So like that we have different types of power transmitting devices. So here these drives are going to be selected based upon the distance between the two shafts as well as the velocity ratio and the speeds of driver and driven members like that. So we can select these kind of drives. So in today's class, let us see so what is belt drives, how the power is going to be transmitted by means of belts. So what are the required machine elements to transmit power through the belts. So as well as some of the terms that you are going to use in the belt drives and different types of belts we are going to use and the different types of belt drives we may have. So and there are various advantages and disadvantages, and that we are going to discuss in this class. Clear? So belt drives. So in the name itself, so we can clearly identify. So it is the drive can be consist of belt. So we already know that. So what is belt means, which is a flexible, soft material which are going to flexible. So that required to transmit the power. So here not only the belt. So in the belt drives, if you want to transmit the power to the belts, so we require one more intermediate machine components. So that is pulleys. So you can observe here. So this is the one of the shaft. So that we connected to the power source, and this is the another shaft. So where we need to transmit, that is utilize it. So here these belt drives are majorly used to transmit power where the shafts are parallel. So if you observe here, this is the axis of shaft 1 and this is the axis of shaft 2. So both the axes are parallel to each other. So here for transmitting power from one shaft to another, we require one more machine element that we call it as pulleys. So here this is the driving pulley which we are going to connect upon the shaft of driving member, that is where we are assembled to the power source, that we call it as a driving pulley. So this we call it as a pulley. So pulley consists of R as well as hubs, hub, arms and rim. So here the hub portion is placed on the shaft, so from which we are going to transmit the power. So by means of key, so to avoid the relation of motion between the hub and the shaft. So here the arms are placed, that is arms are connected towards the rim. So this is the portion of rim, so where we can keep the belt upon it. Clear? So similarly, one more pulley is going to assemble, that is placed upon the another shaft where we need to transmit the power. So clear? So here we have the two number of pulleys are required. So one is placed on the driving member, that is an energy source, so where it is generated, and another pulley is placed on the shaft where the power is going to be utilized, or where we are going to distribute or transmit. So clear? So driving member and driven member. So upon the driving shaft we place a driving pulley, and upon the shaft upon we place a pulley we call it as driven. So here driver and driven member. These are the two terms we are going to use throughout the design of belt drives. So please remember that. So one is driving pulley, and another one is driven pulley, or driver or driven. So this is what driving shaft or driving pulley or driver pulley. And this is driven. So here, so how the power is going to transmit means, so after placing the two shafts, that is upon the pulley shafts, we place the pulleys, so driving and driven pulleys, we can wrap up these two driving and driven pulleys by the belt. So here you can observe this is the belt is laced over the two pulleys here. So from the driving to the driven member. Clear? So whenever so the pulley, driving pulley tends to rotate here, so in this direction, so they given the direction of rotation. So when the pulley tends to rotate, so here, so along with the pulley, so we placed a belt upon it. So here the driving pulley is going to pull the belt upon it. So it tends to pull the belt upon the over the pulley. So that again it will leave upon the top side of the pulley. Clear? So similarly, so this belt, so whatever the motion that can be received from the pulley to the belt, so this belt can move, that the same velocity is going to transmit here from the pulley, that is the driving pulley, to the here, this is the member where a driven pulley, so at the driven pulley, so here the belt is going to turn the pulley here. Clear? So here, so pulley is going to pull the belt, but coming to this case at the driven member, so the belt is going to rotate the driven pulley. So that in the fashion of the rotation of the belt, so the power is going to be transmitted from driving member to the driven member. Clear? So here the power is going to be transmitted, so by means of, so if you observe clearly, so whenever the pulley is going to pull the belt, so then only there is a chance of transmission of power. So if it is unable to pull the belt upon it, so there is no chance of transmitting power. So here the movement of the belt upon the pulley, so causes due to the friction between the two surfaces. So whenever there is a chance of presence of friction, then only the belt tends to rotate upon the pulley here, so that the same motion can be carried to the driven member. So if the frictional amount is negligible in this case, so the power is not going to be transmitted. So that is the reason why here these belt drives can also call it as frictional drives. So the power is transmitted by means of the friction. So this frictional amount should not also greater. So why? Because again it may lead to some. So it may be optimal friction. So if the frictional amount is going to reduce, there is a chance of slippage. So slippage in the sense, so the pulley cannot tends to pull the belt from the bottom side to the top side. So without carrying pulling the belt, so the pulley pulley is going to advances. So that the scenario we call it as a slip. So that also we can discuss later. So clear. So this is how the power is to be transmitted in the belt drives from the driving member to the driven member. So between the shafts of arranged in parallel fashion. So clear. So this is what is written here. So the power is transmitted between the two shafts having the axes are in parallel, and it consists of two pulleys. One is driven member and another is a driven member that we place upon driving shaft and driven shaft. And the rotary motion is transmitted through the driving to the driven pulley. So and here the power is transmitted through the friction. So here we require a friction to transmit the power, so that we call it as a frictional drives. Clear? So as well as the belt is moving from bottom side to top side, that is so we are pulling the belt here and from the bottom side, so and leaving upon the top side. So here the belts, whenever we pull, so there is a force is acting on the belt, so that the greater tension will be available on the pull side. So that side we call it as tight side of belt, and here the belt is leaving on the other side of the driving member. So there may be slightly relatively less tension compared to the tension on the bottom side, that is the receiving side. So that is we call it as a tight side and slack side. So we have the two sides of belt you need to remember. So one is the tight side belt and tension on slack side. That is we can represent the tension on tight side with the T1, the capital T1, and tension on slack side denoted by T2. Clear? So this is how the power is going to transmit and terms are used. So what is the tight side and what is the slack side? Clear? So let us go with the terms used in that. So as we stated, as a driving member, driver or driving member is the pulley that are placed upon the shaft connected to the power source, and another one is a driven member. So that means so where we are going to utilize that shaft, we call it as a driven member. Clear? And the next one is tight set tension on tight set, that is a receiving side of the belt. We are going to pull the belt. So there is always a greater tension will be available on that side of belt, we call it as tight set. And whenever the belt leaving on the other side, that is a delivery side of the pulley of the belt, so there is a slightly less tension compared to the delivery side, receiving side. So that we call it as a slack side. And coming to the arc of contact, so here, so in this case, if you can observe, so there is a portion of belt is going to be in contact. So the amount of angle that will be in contact of belt towards the pulley, that we call it as arc of contact. So here, if the arc of contact is smaller, so that will decreases the frictional amount, that is the two surface contact will be reduced, the frictional amount can also tends to reduce, and there is a chance of greater slip. So that you can maintain a proper angle of contact. So the power transmitting capacity can also be depends upon the angle of contact between the belt as well as the pulley, and that can be denoted by theta. And the pulley, we call it as angle of contact or arc of contact or angle of lap or angle of wrap. So whatever the term it may be, so the meaning is remains same. So that is so the angle that made with the pulley between the belt and pulley, we call it as arc of contact. Clear? So these are the terms we are used in the belt drive. So in the design, so you can remember all the terms. It is very much important. So and coming to the types of belts, so here so the common used belt types are three different types of belts are available. So one is a flat belt, so another one is V belt, another one is circular belt. So flat belt in the sense these can be written in terms of by the cross section of the belt. So if you can observe, so the flat belt, you can take a cross section of the belt which is a rectangular in shape. So we can use that we call it as a flat belt. So this requires a flatter face of pulleys. So it is a flat belt. So here the flat belts are used to transmit the power where the distance between the two shafts are greater than 8 meters per second. So that is the velocity is greater than 8 meters per second. So the distance between the two shafts is greater than 8 meters. So for the larger distance to transmit power between the two shafts, you can go with the flat belts. And there is one more another type of belt, that is a V belts. So here V belts in the sense, so the cross section of the belt is a trapezoidal in shape. So if you observe clearly in the flat belts, so the surface contact only, this is the bottom face of the plate belt is going to be in contact with the pulley. So that will use the frictional amount between the two surfaces. But coming to this trapezoidal section of the belt, so whenever you can place a pulley, so these requires a grooved pulleys, not a flat pulleys or suitable for this type. So we require a grooved pulleys, that is a V-shaped pulleys. So this is the pulley. So that we call it as a grooved pulleys. So for the V belt drives, we require grooved pulleys. So here these are the two phases are in contact with the pulley, so that there is a greater amount of frictional force is possible to maintain between the pulley and belt, so that it has a greater capability to transmit the large amount of power, so but within the shorter distances. Clear? And coming to the circular belt, the cross section is circular. So for these you can also need to have the grooved pulleys. So these circular belts are majorly used to transmit power for the larger distances greater than 8 meters, so as well as to transmit the large amount of power. So like in mining coils or where the mining can be takes place or elevators, so greater force it has to withstand. So these wire ropes or round belts you can also observe in some of the machinery. Clear? So these are the basic types of commonly used types of belts. So one is a flat belt, which is a cross section is rectangular, and another one is V belts, and the cross section is trapezoidal. So that requires and V belt, that is a groove pulleys, and having a greater amount of power to transmit the capability of transmit greater power, so that we can use with shorter distances. And then coming to the road drives, the cross section is circular. So here it is the types of belts again, so I can present it with the diagram. So it is a rectangular cross section and capable to transmit power for larger distances. It is a flat belts. So and the other one is a V belts, so it requires a groove pulleys and need to transmit the power, so higher power with the multiple drives are possible. So here in the case, if you want to transmit a greater power, so you can also use these V belts in multiples. So here and then this is a circular type, which is also required for groove pulleys. Clear? And coming to the types of belt drives. So one is open belt drive, crossed belt drive, and pulley, step cone pulley, and fast and loose pulley, and jump pulley drive. So first let us see all the types here. So first one, so that is a open belt drive. So here in the open belt drive, you can observe, so one is the driving member and another one is the driven member. So here both the shafts are in parallel, but the belt is placed over the two pulleys without in contact. So here you can observe, so this belt is going to be the similar fashion of the belt pulley. So it is moving this side to this side, delivery side, and receiving side. There is a tight side tension and it is a slack side tension. So here this open type of belt drive is used to rotate the two shafts in the same direction. So if you observe, so the pulley is rotating clockwise. So here, so that the belt is pulley's receiving side is of the belt is down side, and delivery side is moving up on the top side. So here the belt is tending to rotate the driven pulley here, so that the pulley can also rotate the same direction of the driving member. So these open type of belt drives are used to transmit power where the shafts are parallel, as well as both can also rotate in the same direction. These kind of drives we call it as open belt. So, but in the similar fashion of laying of belt, so if you want to rotate the shaft in opposite direction, we can change the directions of the delivery and the receiving sides of the belt to the driven member instead of the same type. So we can go with the crossed belt drive. So here you can observe in the crossed belt drive, so this is the receiving side of the belt at the driving member, and this is the delivery side. But you can observe at the driven member, so you can reverse of at the driving member. So at the driven member, the receiving side at the, so that is the belt is going to rotate the pulley in this fashion. That is here the belt is receiving and it is the delivering side, but the tight side is going to be used at the slack side, and slack side is going to be the tight side here. Clear? So that the belt, the pulleys are going to rotate in anti-clockwise direction. So here the pulley is rotating clockwise, but the pulley, the belt is going to rotate the pulley in this fashion. So by the cross laying of the belt upon the driven member, which causes the pulley to rotate or the shaft to rotate in another direction, that is opposite to the driving member. So here one of the disadvantages in this type of belt drive is so there is a chance of wear. So there is a contact between the crossing of the belt. So there is a chance of wear of the belt. So to avoid such conditions, we can provide a proper distance between the two shafts. So that will be taken as 20 times of width of belt. So that this contact between the two, that is the crossing of belt, the contact of belt is going to be avoided. So clear. So that is here they mentioned. So two shafts are parallel again, but we need to rotate the shaft in opposite direction to the crossed belt drive. But here it is having the excessive wear, so that the maximum distance to be kept between the two shafts and as well as operated low speed conditions. Clear. So and the third one is so here if you want to maintain different speed ratios. So without changing the speed at the driving member. So for example, so if it is a driving member, you can connect the electric motor here. So at the driving member, so there is no change of speed. So the speed we are maintaining at 900 rpm or 1200 rpm like that. So the speed we are not varying, so it can be operating with same constant speed. But at the utilizing side, we need to change the speeds. We require to operate different speeds or different operations. We require different speeds. So for example, you can take a lathe machine. So in the machine tools lab, we have a lathe machine. So we can observe. So electric motor is a source to rotate the chuck. Clear? So here for rotation of the chuck, so the electric motor can rotate at the same speed. But if you want to do the different operations on the job, for each and every operation we need to change the specific speeds. So for the thread cutting, the speeds may be different compared with the speed of the turning operation as well as the facing operation. So that so we need to change the speed of the chuck. So without changing the electric motor. So electric motor speed is constant. So in those such cases, so we go with this stepped cone. If we can observe clearly, so here the pulley can be provided with different diameters of different stepped faces. So this is the step 1 and this one is step 2 and this one is step 3. So having the different radiuses of the each step of the pulley. So this is the one of the pulley, and another pulley can also placed on the driven member in a similar fashion. So if you can change the belt from one step to the another step, so without changing the speed, that is of driving member or the source, so we can able to maintain a range of speeds by changing the belt upon the different steps of the cone pulley. Clear? So this is the main advantage in the stepped cone pulley drive. So it is used to obtain variable speeds, so with the range of speeds without changing the speed of the driving member. Clear? So it is a stepped cone pulley drive, and the fourth one is, so another one, it is a fast and loose pulley. So here in the fast and loose pulley drive, so if you can observe, so on the driving member, so the pulley having the larger. So compared to all the cases what we have discussed, so in this case the width of the pulley is going to be larger. Here and coming to the driven shaft, so we can place a two number of pulleys. So one pulley is rigidly keyed to the shaft, that is the pulley we call it as fast pulley, and another pulley we can place on the shaft is a free one, so which is loose pulley, that is not keyed, it can be simply placed on the shaft. Clear? So here so these kind of pulleys drives, that is a fast and loose pulley drives, is used to cut off the power. So if you want to cut off the power from the source to the driven member, so we need to remove the belt, so or completely shut off the driving member. So but in such cases, so we want to cut off the power only for particular interval of time, so not completely. So in such cases, we go with this kind of fast and loose pulley drive. So in this case, so here we provide a larger pulley on the driving member and the two pulleys on the driven member. So here one of the pulley, that is a pulley we call it as fast pulley, that is rigidly keyed, and second one is the loose pulley, which is freely rotate upon the driven member. So here whenever the driving member rotates, so it will be in rotating motion, we don't stop the driving member. So here, so it is moving on the loose pulley in the sense, so the belt is upon the loose pulley, so along with the belt, the pulley can rotate, but the pulley is simply placed on the shaft, driven shaft, so that the power is not transmitted from pulley to the shaft, so that so the power is going to be cut off. So driving member is rotating, but the driven member is not rotating here. So here the pulley is a loose pulley. But coming to the another pulley here, that is the fast pulley. So here this fast pulley is placed by means of rigidly keyed to the member, so that if you place any lever here, so you provide any lever, so that by operating the lever, the belt can tends to shift from loose pulley to the fast pulley. So as I stated that, so the fast pulley is rigidly keyed by means of key so that there is no relative motion. So whenever the fast pulley rotates, so along with the fast pulley, the shaft can also tend to rotate. So simply by changing the belt from fast pulley to the loose pulley, so the power is going to be cut off from one driven to the driving member without affecting the stopping and stopping of driving member. So these type of belt drives are used to act as a clutch. So the purpose of the clutch is to cut off the power from the main source to the driving transmission line in the similar fashion. So here the fast and loose pulley can also be used for as a clutch. Clear? So and coming to the next type pulley or jockey pulley drive. So here I can use the smaller pulleys. So that we call it as idle pulleys. So these idle pulleys are doesn't do anything. So that is only the purpose of driving these idler pulleys or jockey pulleys we call it as. That purpose is to increase the tension in the belt. With the continuous usage of the belt, there is a chance of wear as well as the sagging of the belt. So which will reduces the tensions in the belt. So whenever the tensions in the belt is going to decreases, that will affect the power transmission. So to avoid such conditions, so we can increase the belt by reducing the length of belt, so which will take some time. So that instead of that, we can go with the alternative of idler pulley. So by placing the idler pulley here, so that we can increase the tensions in the belt, that will use rise to the effective power transmission. So as well as that is one of the case we can use this idler pulleys or jockey pulleys. And there is one more, that is another purpose. If you want to transmit power from one shaft to the multiple driven shafts, you can observe here. So this is the case for increasing the tension in the belt. But coming to here, this is the case. This is the driver member, and these three pulleys are driven members. To promote so the proper arc of contact or angle of contact upon the surfaces of three pulleys or multiple pulleys, we can provide the idler pulleys here, so that can provide the arc of contact, proper arc of contact, so that the power can be transmitted from one driving member to the multiple driven members. That is the main advantage in the idler pulleys, or that is a pull drive with the jockey pulleys. Clear? These are the 5 different types of pulley drives. And next, coming to these belt materials.